So, hi everyone, welcome back. And the international break is over. So, let's talk about what happened basically. A lot of fun games, a lot of surprising games. We've had a great matchup between two top Asian teams that were in the last World Cup. And I tried to fit as many national teams as possible. Especially try to fit all the teams that are gonna be in the next Asian Cup. The order is based on the FIFA ranking, and that I don't necessarily agree with. So I tried to fit them all. All the Asian Cup teams didn't fit here, so I used this additional board. And you see, it comes until Indonesia. And there is also DPR Korea, North Korea, that haven't played a game, so but I added them because why not? I was using this board, so anyways. And let's talk about what happened. So basically, let's start with Japan. I've talked about Japan a lot. I made 2 videos. They are playing great. They have such a great team, such a good organization, and a great play. Like Hajime Moriyasu, the coach for Japan, he's doing a perfect job right now. He's using his players as he should. Big wins against Germany and Turkey. They didn't even have Minamino or Yuya Osako, that is currently the J League top scorer. I talked a lot about Japan, so check out the 2 videos that I made if you want to see more and listen more. But Japan right now are a really top, strong team, top war team in general, not just about Asia. Iran, they played against Bulgaria and Angola, so one European, one Asian, African team. A win against Bulgaria, a win against Angola, 5 goal made. No goal received, and they didn't even have Azmoun. Sadar Azmoun wasn't with the national team, if I'm not wrong. He was with Roma. They are great. We don't discover them now. Iran is gonna be a serious contender going forward to qualify for the World Cup. Of course, they are one of the favorites to go to the World Cup. They should go to the World Cup. And they are strong favorites for next Asian Cup. Australia is a team that has received a little bit too much criticism, in my opinion, because perhaps they don't have the top players that they used to have in 2006, for example, when they had Mark Bresciano and all these great players that used to play in top leagues in Europe. But they have a good organized team. They showed that in the World Cup. They showed that against Mexico. They probably deserved the win against Mexico. They were a little bit unfortunate on that second goal, but Australia is playing very well. Korea tied against Wales, 0-0. That was a pretty underwhelming game, but then they won the top Asian match, probably inter-Asian match against Saudi Arabia. 1-0 is the final result, and they played convincingly. Korea, they have a great team with Son Heung-min, of course, Wang Gichan, but Cho Gwin-sung. They have a lot of great players. Korea, I talked a lot about them also, so it's not something new. Saudi Arabia, 2 losses that probably, you need to understand that yes, they have a great coach like Roberto Mancini. Roberto Mancini is a great coach. I understand that, especially as an Italian. I understand that lately with Italy it wasn't, things weren't exactly working, but with Saudi Arabia, he can do a lot of good stuff, and he's a great coach. He basically he was the main reason why Italy won the Euros, and he's a new coach, so he needs a little bit of time to adapt. So the losses against Costa Rica and Korea, they're fine. They're fine. He just needs time. He just needs time. We have seen some good things in those games, I think, especially the one against Korea. So it's just a matter of time, I think. Qatar. Qatar is probably a team that has performed the worst between between the top teams. The loss against Kenya, I didn't see that coming, honestly. And then they tied against Russia, but Russia is not really playing like significant games lately. So, this is a team that is gonna defend their title in January, and they're gonna do it at home. It's not a great look. We'll see what's going to happen in the qualifiers, because of course, like friendly matches, you can say, oh, this team is playing great, but then when like they don't matter. They don't really matter. The matches that matter are the ones that are official, like the qualifiers. So we see what's gonna happen during the qualifiers. Perhaps they're gonna rise up and be the best team in Asia. Who knows? Who knows? Iraq. So I put that they tied against India and then they tied against Thailand. I'm talking about the first 90 minutes because yes, they won the King's Cup tournament friendly tournament in Thailand. They won at the penalties against India against Thailand. It's important to win the penalties, but here I'm putting just what happened during 90 minutes. And Iraq, they're playing well. Perhaps in the goalkeeping side they should review something, but for the rest, they play two rising national teams like India and Thailand that are playing really good football. And we're gonna talk about them later in the video. UAE won against Costa Rica. Big win really for the United Arab Emirates against Costa Rica. Costa Rica played really well against Saudi Arabia. I didn't see this match until like after the match. I saw a big chunk of it, and I made the video, I made the review. The United Arab Emirates are playing well. Wow, I didn't expect that, and congrats to the United Arab Emirates coach. He's doing what he needs, and their preparation is going great. I'm a little bit sad that I didn't see a second game played by them during the week. They had just one game, and the same thing about Australia. I like to see two matches, because one match, things may work particularly well or not particularly well. So we want to see two matches to compare a little bit what's going on. But great win for Costa Rica. Oman, they played Palestine and they won 2-1. Then they went to the US, played in Minnesota against the United States of America and lost big time. You need these matches to develop, so it's fine. The same thing I'm gonna say it about Uzbekistan. They didn't deserve to lose 3-0 against the US, but it is what it is. Sometimes you need these inter-confederation games to develop a little bit, so it's fine to even a loss against the USA. Then they played in Atlanta against Mexico and they tied 3-3. Mexico that played against Australia in the match in Arlington. So, I've seen Australia playing against Mexico. I didn't have the opportunity to see Uzbekistan against Mexico, so just the goal. But yeah, great result. Absolutely, you need these games to develop, so that's fine. China were a little bit underwhelming, but they played against a good Malaysian team. Malaysia is playing really well. They have this Korean coach that is managing them absolutely great. So if you're a Malaysian fan, you are happy. If you're a Chinese fan, you are worried because you didn't play well against Malaysia. You probably played a little bit better against Syria, but Syria has beaten you, and Syria is not a national team that right now is playing champagne football. Like they're playing they're struggling a little bit, but this is a big win for them. I'm gonna talk about Syria shortly. But China is still a great national team that have time to develop. And again, like Qatar, when the games you matter like you're gonna see what's really happening during the official games. That's when you're gonna see what's going on. Jordan, tough loss against Norway. You need these games to develop, but 6-0 is a little bit too much. Azerbaijan, I was expecting them to tie or win this one, but they lost. But it was a good game, so it's fine. Two European encounters. I mean, you need them to develop. Bahrain, not good because they lost 3-1 to Kuwait, then tied 1-1 with Turkmenistan. Two national teams that are not going to be in the Asian Cup. Bahrain is going to be in the Asian Cup, but they need to improve. Otherwise things may start to be difficult really. Syria, they had a good first half. Good as a result, but not good as play-wise, game-wise against Malaysia. Then the second half was terrible. They almost lost that game. China, a little bit better. They developed something. The starting 11 was better in my opinion. And yeah, I mean, they managed to win, and that's great for the morale, especially going forwards now that there is a month and a half of stop about the national teams. You needed that win, and that's really important. Vietnam, just one game for them. They won 2-0 against Palestine. Vietnam is a team that is going to surprise a lot of people in the Asian Cup. I mean, are they going to be a surprise? Because they already reached the quarterfinals in last Asian Cup. So they are a good team. They're not underdogs, I think. They're a good team, a good Asian team. They're an established good Asian team, in my opinion. Let's continue with Palestine. I'm going to place here. Palestine had 2 games, 2 losses, one against Oman, one against Vietnam. I talked about these 2 games before. I mean, they are developing their Asian Cup development, developing the development. But I mean, they needed a good result, but that didn't come, unfortunately. Kyrgyzstan, just one game for them, 3-1 win against Kuwait. Good result. Nothing to say really about this. Good for Kyrgyzstan going towards the next Asian Cup. India, they tied 2-2 against Iraq, then lost in penalties, and then lost in the second game against Lebanon. I've talked about these 2 games in 2 previous videos. India is a team that is developing. I liked on how they played against Iraq, and I liked how they played against Lebanon. Don't think about the results. These are friendly matches, so it's fine. And I mean, India is gonna be a problem in their group. Their group is gonna be Syria, Uzbekistan, and Australia. It's a tough group, but they might do some damage there. Lebanon, they lost against Thailand and then won against India. I mean, they're working as they should. I think Lebanon. I don't have much to say really about them. I mean, Thailand is a good team, a good national team. So it's fine to lose against them, for Lebanon. And India. I mean, it was a really close game. I talked about it. It was that goal and everything. So I mean, Lebanon is fine. It's fine for them. 2 friendly matches that are good, and a win obviously for the morale is good. Tajikistan, just 1 game for them, 2-0 win against Singapore. Good for them. Winning is great. You need them. Need those wins to go forwards, especially Tajikistan that are preparing. If I'm not wrong, it's the first Asian Cup for Tajikistan, the one that is gonna happen in January. So that's great for them. Thailand is a great team, great national team. They won against Lebanon, then they tied with Iraq and lost in penalties in the Kings Cup final. They have Supachok Sarachanta is a great player. They have so many experienced players. They have the Thai league is developing a lot of great players. So I'm expecting great things from Thailand. And now let's go to the second board. with North Korea, DPR Korea, that haven't played yet. So, I mean, I was expecting a friendly match by them, but no. And they have their next schedule is against Syria in the qualifiers. So we'll see what's going to happen there. They will play the Asian Games. I'm gonna talk about that in the next video. But that's an under 23 team, and they have just 3 overage players. So I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see them coming back to play. Philippines, they tied 1-1 against Taipei, then 1 against Afghanistan. Good win for them. Malaysia, great team. I talked about them when I talked about China and Syria. They have a Korean coach that is doing the things as he should, and great play. They probably deserve to win against Syria. They had a great convincing draw against China. So nothing to say. Malaysia, absolutely great. They're gonna be a team that unfortunately they have a tough group in the Asian Cup, but they're doing things as they should, so that's great. Kuwait, they're not gonna be in the Asian Cup, but they won against Bahrain, a really convincing win. Then they lost against Kyrgyzstan, but I mean, it's fine. They're preparing the qualifiers, so it's okay. Turkmenistan, they lost against Indonesia. Indonesia is a team that is developing very well as well. And then tied against Bahrain, great tie against a team that is going to be in the Asian Cup. Hong Kong, they tied against Cambodia, and then a big win against Brunei. I mean, these big wins against these national teams, perhaps they help you in a certain way. You try stuff on the field. So I mean, it's not about the results really, it's about how you play. And Hong Kong are preparing for the Asian Cup, so I think that they have prepared different things. Indonesia, they had just 1 game, unfortunately. I wanted to see them in a second game, but they didn't have it. So they played against Turkmenistan, 1-2 to nothing. Convincing game. Indonesia are gonna be a team that they will want to do something important next Asian Cup. They want to develop. They had that friendly match against Argentina. They played good. They played against Turkmenistan now. They played very good football. It's a team that people need to keep their eyes on, because they're a good team. They're a great national team. Anyways, that's pretty much it for this video. A lot of national teams, a lot of games. Unfortunately, I couldn't cover more national teams. I'm really sorry about that, but yeah, I mean, I don't know, in the future perhaps I may get some other boards or something. But this is pretty much it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you all very, very soon.